Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why you don't feel as lively as you once did? Maybe it's the little things, like the bad breath that lingers, the aching feet, or the tiredness that never seems to go away no matter how much you rest. As we grow older, we've poured our hearts into building a life filled with love and memories. But there's something we often don't realize. Skipping just one small part of our daily routine could be slowly stealing years from our lives without us noticing. Dr. Sarah Thompson, a geriatric specialist with 30 years of experience, says millions of us are neglecting 6 important parts of our bodies. These areas, when ignored, can quietly harm our health, independence, and overall joy in life. Today, I want to share with you these 6 spots you should clean every day to feel fresher, stay stronger, and live longer. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is a game changer you won't expect, and it could be the key to thriving in your later years. Before we dive in, I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video to help me continue spreading these valuable tips. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you do so and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. If you like this content, please comment 1. If not, comment 0 to let me know how I can make it better for you. Now, let's get started. Your tongue is more than just a tool for tasting food. It plays a crucial role in your health. If you neglect it, it could cause problems that might surprise you. Your tongue has small grooves and bumps, and over time they collect bacteria, dead skin cells, and food particles. This buildup forms a coating on your tongue, which not only causes bad breath, but can also affect your overall health in ways you might not expect. Studies show that 80% of bad breath doesn't come from your teeth, but from the coating on your tongue. While we are busy brushing our teeth, the real problem could be hiding right on our tongues. But it's not just about avoiding bad breath. If you don't clean your tongue, the bacteria can enter your bloodstream, causing inflammation, which has been linked to serious health issues like heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. Problems that can be especially dangerous as we age. Take Mary, for example. At 67 years old, she had been dealing with bad breath and cavities for years. She tried every toothpaste she could find, but nothing worked. Then her dentist asked a simple question. "Are you cleaning your tongue?" She had never thought about it before. He gave her a tongue scraper, a simple tool, and told her to scrape her tongue every morning and night. After just a few weeks, Mary noticed a big difference. Her breath was fresh, her cavities stopped forming, and she even felt better after eating. It's easy to do. Buy a tongue scraper from any drugstore. They're cheap and easy to find. Start at the back of your tongue and scrape gently toward the front. Rinse the scraper with warm water and repeat twice a day. If you don't have a tongue scraper, a soft toothbrush will also work. But be gentle. It doesn't take long, and the results are well worth it. Your breath will be fresher, your taste buds will work better, and your dentist will likely smile instead of giving you a lecture. Plus, you'll be doing your heart a favor by reducing the bacteria in your mouth. Now, let's talk about your feet. Your feet are often taken for granted, even though they're the foundation of your independence. They've carried you through many experiences in life. Dancing at weddings, chasing after children, walking through both the highs and lows. But as we age, we sometimes forget to take care of them. They might start to hurt, reminding us that they need attention. A quick rinse in the shower may feel enough, but it's not. Sweat, dirt, and bacteria can build up between your toes, causing problems if not cleaned properly. Taking the time to care for your feet can prevent these issues and help you stay active and healthy longer. Fungal infections like athlete's foot, with its itchy red misery or cracked heels. That sting with every step can creep in unnoticed for us seniors. Neglecting foot care isn't just a minor oversight. It's a slippery slope to bigger problems. Falls that bruise more than pride. Lost mobility that shrinks your world. Or even subtle signs of diabetes like numbness or sores, slipping by undetected until it's too late. Take Tom, a spry 73-year-old from Ohio, who learned this lesson the hard way. 4 years he'd shuffle through his days, giving his feet little thought beyond a splash of water now and then. Then came the toe infection, a stubborn, oozing annoyance that turned every step into a wince-inducing ordeal. His doctor didn't mince words. Poor foot hygiene had let bacteria and fungus take root, and his age made healing slower. Tom could have let it spiral. Antibiotics may be worse, but instead he took charge. He started a simple routine, a daily wash with mild soap scrubbing gently with a soft cloth to clear away the day's grime. He paid special attention to drying, really drying between his toes, where moisture loves to hide. A quick swipe of a cotton towel wasn't enough. He used a hairdryer in its cool setting for good measure, then a dab of moisturizer on his heels, rough as old leather, to keep them from splitting open again. Within weeks, the infection faded. His pain eased, and something unexpected happened. He stood steadier. His walks grew longer and his posture taller, and a spark returned to his step. I never knew my feet could feel this good. He grinned, marveling at how such small changes revived him. Your feet aren't just appendages. They're your foundation, the quiet engines of your independence, and keeping them strong doesn't take much. Wash them daily with warm water and a gentle soap. Nothing harsh that strips natural oils. Focus on those sneaky spaces between your toes. A washcloth or even a soft toothbrush can root out trouble before it starts to dry them thoroughly. Damp feet are a playground for fungi, and don't skip the heels where cracks can turn into painful fissures. A light layer of moisturizer. Think lotion, not greasy balm. Keep skin supple without clogging pores. While you're at it, take a moment to inspect them. Look for cuts, sores, or changes in color that might hint at circulation issues or something more serious. Clip your nails straight across to avoid ingrown trouble. And if bending's a chore, a long-handled tool can help slip into comfy, supportive shoes. Ditch the worn-out slippers and keep moving, even if it's just a shuffle around the kitchen. For us seniors, foot care isn't vanity, it's survival. A fall from weak or sore feet can steal your freedom faster than you'd believe, landing you in a chair instead of on a dance floor. Diabetes, arthritis, or neuropathy can hide in plain sight, whispering warnings through your soles. Tom's story isn't rare. It's a wake-up call. Your feet have carried you this far. Give them the care they deserve, and they'll keep you rooted in the life you love. Wash them, check them, cherish them. Your independence depends on it. 3. Your armpits. The detox powerhouse beneath the surface of your armpits lies far more than just sweat glands pumping out moisture on a hot day or during a nerve-wracking meeting. This often overlooked area is home to a complex and vital network of lymph nodes. Tiny bean-shaped warriors working tirelessly to filter out toxins, waste, and harmful invaders from your body. Think of them as your detox crew, quietly keeping your immune system humming and your health in check. But here's the catch. Neglect this powerhouse with poor hygiene habits, and you're inviting trouble. Trouble that deodorant alone can't fix. When you skip proper washing, or let sweat and dead skin build up bacteria and fungi, throw a party in the warm, damp creases of your underarms. The result: clogged pores can balloon into painful lumps, itchy rashes, or even a faint, stubborn odor that lingers no matter how much you spritz or swipe. Over time, this buildup can weigh down your lymphatic system, leaving you feeling sluggish, bloated, or just off, like your body's stuck in low gear. Deodorant might mask the smell for a few hours, and antiperspirant might block the sweat, but neither tackles the root cause, the Germ microbes camping out in your pits. Take Barbara, a 65-year-old retiree from Ohio, as a real-life example. 4 years. She battled maddeningly itchy armpit rashes that left her self-conscious and frustrated. She'd slather on creams, switch brands of deodorant, and chalk it up to sensitive skin or just getting older. Nothing worked until she dug deeper. After some trial and error, Barbara ditched her chemical-laden antiperspirant for a natural deodorant free of aluminum and parabens. She also revamped her washing routine. A gentle, fragrance-free soap paired with a soft washcloth, massaging in slow circular motions to boost circulation and clear out debris. Within weeks, the redness faded, the itching stopped, and her armpits felt smooth and refreshed. For the first time in years, I didn't realize how much better I could feel. She said, laughing about how she could finally wear sleeveless tops without a second thought. Want to take it a step further? Add a simple at-home detox to your routine. Once a week, mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a splash of water to form a gritty paste. Then gently scrub it into your armpits for a minute before rinsing. The baking soda acts like a natural exfoliant, slowing off dead skin and neutralizing odor, causing bacteria while giving your lymph nodes a little breathing room to do their job. Pair it with a quick dry brushing session using a soft bristle brush and upward strokes toward your heart, and you'll kickstart lymphatic drainage, leaving you feeling lighter, cleaner, and oddly energized. It's not just about vanity, it's about vitality. The payoff is bigger than you'd think for such a small effort. Picture this. No more wincing at tender lumps, no more scratching. It's stubborn rashes and no more hesitating before wrapping your arms around your grandkids or lifting a suitcase overhead. Your armpits might not get the glory of a toned bicep or a glowing complexion, but treat them right, and they'll reward you with quiet, steady strength, a detox powerhouse, hiding in plain sight. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward for your nose, your breath of life. Your nose is more than just a facial feature. It's your body's first line of defense, a tireless gatekeeper for every breath you take. With each inhale, it filters out dust, pollen, pet dander, mold, spores, and even viruses floating in the air, trapping them in a sticky web of mucus before they can invade your lungs. It warms and humidifies the air too, ensuring that what reaches your respiratory system is just right. But when your nose gets clogged, stuffed with gunk from allergies, colds, or dry air, it's like a dam blocking a river. The consequences ripple outward. Allergies flare up with itchy eyes and sneezing fits. Sleep becomes shallow and restless, and infections find an easier foothold in your sinuses or chest. For seniors, this isn't just an annoyance, it's a serious threat. Reduced oxygen flow can lead to chronic fatigue, dizziness, foggy thinking, and a weakened body more vulnerable to illness. A clear nose isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Take Jack, a 68-year-old retiree from Ohio, as an example. 4 years. He woke up every morning with a nose so stuffed he could barely breathe through it. He'd shuffle through his days in a haze. Low energy, headaches, and dependence on allergy pills that dulled his symptoms but left him drowsy and disconnected. His nights were worse. Snoring kept him and his wife awake, and he'd wake up feeling like he hadn't slept at all. Then he stumbled across a simple fix, daily saline rinses with a cheap neti pot from the drugstore. At first, he was skeptical, pouring salt water through his nose. Sounded odd, even a little gross, but after a week, the change was undeniable. His nasal passages cleared out, letting him breathe deeply for the first time in years. Sleep came easier, deeper, and uninterrupted. Even his sense of smell sharpened. He could pick up the rich aroma of his morning coffee, the crisp scent of rain. Little joys he'd forgotten, he'd lost. Jack's story isn't unique. Millions quietly suffer from clogged noses, not realizing how much it drags them down until they find relief. The good news: you don't need fancy gadgets or prescriptions to keep your nose in top shape. A saline rinse like Jack's is a start. Mix a teaspoon of non-iodized salt and a pinch of baking soda in a cup of distilled water and let it flush out the junk. If that's not your style, try steam. A warm shower can loosen mucus naturally, or drape a towel over your head and breathe deeply over a bowl of hot water for 10 minutes. A humidifier in your bedroom works wonders too, especially in winter when indoor heat dries out the air and turns your nose into a crusty, irritated mess. For an extra boost, add a drop of eucalyptus or peppermint oil to the mix. Those sharp, clean scents can open you up like a window on a spring day. The key is consistency. Make it a habit, and your nose will reward you with every breath. Why does this matter so much? Because breathing well isn't just about survival. It's about thriving. Oxygen fuels your brain, your muscles, your whole system. When your nose does its job, you feel alert, steady, and alive. Let it clog up and you're stuck in a sluggish fog, one step away from the next cold or sinus infection. For seniors, especially with immune systems and lung capacity already on the decline, that a little care goes a long way. So keep your nose clean. Treat it like the gift it is. Every clear, deep breath will remind you why 5. Your belly button. The sneaky trouble spot. Picture this: your belly button, that unassuming little dimple nestled in the middle of your torso. A quirky souvenir from the day you enter the world. It's easy to dismiss it as a mere footnote in your anatomy. A spot you might not have pondered since you last marveled at its lint-collecting powers or scrubbed it absent-mindedly in the shower years ago. But don't be fooled by its small size or shy demeanor. It's a sneaky trouble spot, with a knack for stirring up mischief if you let your guard down. Tucked into that cozy concave nook, the belly button is a natural trap for an unsavory crew. sweat that clings like morning dewlint that drifts in from your favorite sweater, dead skin cells that slew off unnoticed, and bacteria that thrive in the warm, damp shadows left to fester. This motley mix can transform your innocent navel into a breeding ground for funky odors, itchy irritations, or even full-blown infections that catch you by surprise. For seniors, this tiny crevice poses an even trickier challenge. As we age, our skin thins out, losing some of its youthful resilience and healing power. What might have been a fleeting annoyance in your 30s, a little redness or a passing itch can morph into a stubborn sore or an inflamed patch that lingers far longer than it should, add in reduced mobility or a tendency to overlook hard-to-reach spots. And the belly button becomes a silent saboteur, quietly plotting against your comfort. Helen, a spirited 75-year-old with a penchant for baking pies and spoiling her grandkids, learned this lesson the hard way. She'd always been meticulous about her appearance, hair neatly pinned apron, spotless, but her belly button that was off her radar entirely. So when she felt a vague tenderness under her blouse one day, she brushed it off as a pulled muscle or a scratch from her cat. It wasn't until a routine doctor's visit that the truth came out. A ring of angry redness circled her navel, a glaring sign of neglect she hadn't even noticed. I thought it was nothing. She confessed her cheeks flushing, as the doctor explained how moisture and G-grime had turned her belly button into a petri dish. The remedy, thankfully, was simpler than Helen expected. No expensive creams or complicated gadgets required. Her doctor handed her a straightforward prescription, a daily ritual of running a soapy washcloth gently around and inside the belly button's folds, chasing away every speck of dirt and sweat. Then, the crucial second step, grabbing a soft towel and drying it thoroughly, banishing every last droplet of water that might invite trouble back. Helen took it to heart, turning it into a mindful moment each morning while the coffee brewed within days. The redness began to fade. By the end of the week, her belly button was back to its quiet, unassuming self. I had no idea something so tiny mattered. So much. She said, shaking her head with a mix of relief and amusement as she shared the story over tea with her knitting circle, her takeaway. Don't underestimate this hidden haven of havoc. Give it a quick clean, a careful dry, and a bit of vigilance, and you'll keep it from stealing your peace or your dignity at the worst possible moment. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 6. Your ears, the gateway to connection. Now let's turn our attention to a pair of unsung heroes. Your ears. These delicate shell-like wonders perched on either side of your head do so much more than funnel sound into your life. They're your amplifiers for the symphony of existence. They catch the high-pitched squeals of your grandkids chasing each other around the yard, the soft rustle of leaves on a crisp fall day, the soul-lifting strains of a song that takes you back to your first dance. But they're not just passive listeners. They're hard-working gatekeepers who need your care to keep the music playing hidden in their gentle curves and crevices. Your ears can quietly collect a gritty cocktail of earwax, dust, dirt, and bacteria, especially along the outer edges where sweat likes to linger. Ignore them. And that buildup can harden into a blockade, muffling the sounds you love, sparking infections, or leaving you with a nagging itch deep inside that you can't quite reach. For seniors, the stakes are even higher. As the years pile on, hearing naturally softens for many with age-related changes, thinning the ear canals, defenses, and slowing the body's ability to clear debris. What starts as a minor clog can snowball into a major barrier, dulling your connection to the world and dimming the clarity that keeps you safe. Think of missing a car horn or a smoke alarm. Worse, it can chip away at the social threads that hold life together, leaving you straining to catch the punchline of a joke or the warmth in a loved one's voice. Edna, a vivacious 70-year-old with a quick wit and a love for murder mystery novels, felt this fade firsthand. She'd always been the heartbeat of her book club, her laughter ringing out over discussions of whodunits and red herrings, but gradually the voices around her grew hazy, as if someone had turned down. The volume on her life conversation felt like wading through the G. She nodded along, piecing together fragments, but the joy was slipping away. I didn't want to admit I was missing out, she said later, her voice tinged with the frustration of those quiet months. A visit to her doctor uncovered the culprit. Years of haphazard ear care had left a stubborn crust of wax and dirt, dulling her hearing, compounded by a habit of jabbing cotton swabs too deep and pushing debris. Further in the fix was refreshingly low-tech, no invasive procedures or costly hearing aids. Just to return to basics, her doctor guided her through a gentle routine. Each day she'd dampen a soft washcloth with warm water and a dab of mild soap. Then carefully trace the outer ears, contours, the folds, the lobe, the rim, sweeping away grime without venturing into the canal where wax does its natural work. After she'd pat it dry with a fluffy towel, ensuring no moisture lingered to fuel bacteria, Edna turned it into a soothing ritual. Standing at her bathroom sink as the morning light streamed in, feeling the cloth glide over her skin like a tender reset. The payoff came fast. Within days, the muffled veil lifted, and the world snapped back into sharp, beautiful focus. She heard the crinkle of her book's pages, the teasing lilt in her grandson's voice, the clink of teacups. At her next club meeting, I didn't realize how much I'd missed until it all came rushing back. She said, her eyes sparkling with renewed energy. Clear ears didn't just sharpen her hearing. They stitched her back into the fabric of her family and friends, proving that this small act of care is a lifeline to a life fully lived. Well, there you have it. 6 simple body parts that hold the secret to a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Your tongue, feet, armpits, nose, belly, button, and ears. These aren't just spots to clean. They're acts of love for the body that's carried you through decades of joy, struggle, and triumph. Dr. Sarah Thompson's wisdom reminds us that good hygiene isn't just about looking good. It's about staying strong, independent, and ready for every precious moment ahead. So tell me, what have you learned today? Maybe it's scraping your tongue for fresher breath or giving your feet the care they deserve. I'd love to know one thing you've picked up from this video that you'll start doing in your life. Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. If you like this video, please leave your comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips to thrive in your golden years. Here's to living longer, feeling better, and cherishing every day. See you in the next one.